Welcome to World Coin Rare. In today's video, we're uncovering the fascinating story and collector's value of the Eisenhower dollar, an ultra-rare coin that continues to surprise the numismatic world. Stay tuned as we explore what makes this piece so valuable. First up, the Eisenhower dollar of 1971 is one of the most fascinating pieces in modern American numismatics, standing as the first dollar coin struck by the U.S. Mint since the Peace Dollar series ended in 1935. Its sheer size, weight, and bold design have made it a standout for collectors who appreciate both history and artistry in coinage. Even when discovered in a very dirty or circulated state, this coin sparks curiosity because of its role in reviving the dollar denomination during a period of significant economic and cultural change in America. Today, certain rare varieties of the 1971 Eisenhower dollar command prices that can range as high as $2,800 when found in superior condition, especially if they carry unique minting traits or errors. The coin was minted in 1971 to honor President Dwight D. Eisenhower, who had passed away just 2 years earlier. Eisenhower was not only a respected U.S. president, but also the supreme Allied commander during World War II, making his commemoration on the nation's currency deeply symbolic. Alongside Eisenhower's portrait, the coin also pays tribute to the Apollo 11 mission on its reverse, which features an eagle landing on the moon, tying America's recent triumph in space exploration with its broader historical achievements. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark, these early issues from 1971 hold a unique place as the first circulating Eisenhower dollars, produced at a time when Americans were adjusting to new monetary designs after decades without a dollar coin in their pockets. Collectors are particularly drawn to the distinct features of the 1971 Eisenhower dollar. On the obverse, the strong and commanding portrait of Eisenhower dominates the coin, designed by chief engraver Frank Gasparo. The reverse showcases the eagle and moon design that also appears on the Apollo 11 mission patch, symbolizing both peace and American progress. Measuring 38.1 millimeters in diameter and weighing over 22 grams, its copper-nickel-clad composition marked a departure from traditional silver coinage, though special silver-clad versions were struck for collectors. The size and bold imagery make the Eisenhower dollar easily recognizable, and when found in uncirculated condition, the coin has a striking brilliance that enhances its appeal. What elevates the 1971 Eisenhower dollar to ultra-rare status is not its general mintage, millions were struck, but the survival of certain scarce varieties. Notably, the friendly eagle reverse variety, along with examples struck on silver planchets intended for other issues, are among the most sought after. In dirty or heavily circulated form, these coins may look unimpressive, but under the surface, they often conceal hidden rarity that can command significant premiums. Condition is critical. While a heavily worn example may fetch a modest sum, coins graded near mint or certified as possessing an error variety can reach upwards of $3,700 in recent auctions. Market values for this coin vary widely based on type and preservation. A standard 1971 Eisenhower dollar in average circulated condition might only bring modest returns, but certified proof and error varieties are where true value lies. For instance, examples of the 1971 S silver proof dollar have sold for well over $1,600, while rare circulation strike errors or extremely high-grade specimens from the Philadelphia Mint have approached the $4,200 range. The market for these coins has seen steady appreciation, with growing interest from younger collectors who see the Eisenhower dollar as both affordable and historically significant. For collectors hoping to add a 1971 Eisenhower dollar to their collection, it is essential to know what to look for. Examining details such as the sharpness of the eagle's feathers, clarity of Eisenhower's portrait, and signs of unique varieties can help distinguish a common issue from a valuable one. Certification by reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC adds credibility and protection, ensuring the coin's authenticity and condition are verified. Collectors are advised to store these coins in protective holders to prevent further dirt or wear, as even small improvements in surface preservation can dramatically raise a coin's desirability. Despite its somewhat utilitarian role in circulation, the 1971 Eisenhower dollar has become a cornerstone of modern coin collecting. It bridges the gap between America's classic silver dollar era and its modern coinage, symbolizing a shift in both material and national identity. Its dual commemoration of Eisenhower and the moon landing gives it layered significance that few other coins of its time can rival. For investors, the steady upward trend in auction prices shows that rare varieties, especially in exceptional condition, are increasingly viewed as strong long-term additions to collections. In the end, the 1971 Eisenhower dollar stands as more than just a large, heavy piece of metal. It is a token of American history, innovation, and tribute. From its ties to one of the most respected presidents to its celebration of mankind's giant leap onto the lunar surface, this coin captures an era. While a dirty and worn example may appear ordinary at first glance, the right variety or well-preserved piece can easily be worth between $1,200 and $4,500, depending on rarity and grade. For collectors, this makes the Eisenhower dollar of 1971 not just a coin, but a journey into the powerful stories that shape numismatics. Next up, the Eisenhower dollar bearing the 1972 S mint mark holds a distinctive place in American numismatic history, admired by collectors for its combination of historical importance, bold design, and relative scarcity in top condition. While circulated or dirty examples can appear unremarkable, certain high-grade and proof varieties of the 1972 S have reached strong prices at auctions, with rare specimens selling well above $3,000. Its market appeal comes from its dual role as both a commemorative issue, honoring President Dwight D. Eisenhower, and the Apollo 11 landing, and as part of the short-lived but iconic Eisenhower dollar series that captured a transitional moment in U.S. coinage. When the U.S. Mint struck these coins in San Francisco in 1972, the Eisenhower dollar was still a relatively new issue, having been first released in 1971. The San Francisco Mint was tasked primarily with producing proof and silver-clad collector versions of the coin, which were not intended for general circulation. This gives the 1972 S a unique standing among Eisenhower dollars, as it was directly aimed at the collector market rather than everyday use. In the wider cultural landscape, the coin symbolized both remembrance of Eisenhower's leadership during World War II and the Cold War era, as well as America's pride in its lunar achievements, linking two monumental chapters of U.S. history on one coin. The design itself continues to command attention for its strength and symbolism. The obverse features Frank Gasparo's stern and noble portrait of Eisenhower, framed by the inscriptions Liberty and In God We Trust, with the date placed at the bottom. The reverse carries the now famous Apollo 11 mission insignia, an eagle landing on the moon with an olive branch in its claws, a design that captures both American ambition and its hopes for peace. The coin measures an impressive 38.1 millimeters in diameter and weighs over 22 grams, with the 1972 S issues struck in both copper-nickel clad and 40% silver-clad compositions. Proof examples are especially prized for their deep cameo contrast, which enhances the dramatic imagery on both sides. One reason for the coin's rarity lies in its specialized mintage. The 1972 S was produced in much smaller numbers than the Philadelphia or Denver issues, with proofs limited to collectors and never released into circulation. Within that limited mintage, High-quality strikes or pieces preserved in pristine condition are relatively scarce, making them highly sought after today. Error varieties, such as off-center strikes or planchet flaws, further elevate rarity. While dirty or circulated examples may not immediately reveal their potential, careful cleaning is discouraged, as original surfaces, even if toned or darkened, carry higher value to collectors than artificially altered ones. The market value for the 1972 S Eisenhower dollar varies dramatically depending on type and condition. A typical circulated copper-nickel example may be modest in price, but silver-clad proofs and uncirculated coins can command significant premiums. Certified proof specimens with deep cameo contrast frequently sell between $1,200 and $3,500, while rare silver-clad versions in top-graded condition have reached closer to $4,700 in specialized sales. The growth in value reflects both the rising interest in modern U.S. coinage and the limited availability of top-tier Eisenhower dollars from San Francisco. These coins have shown consistent appreciation over the past 2 decades, with demand fueled by both seasoned collectors and new hobbyists seeking affordable, yet historic U.S. dollars. For collectors, acquiring a 1972 S Eisenhower dollar requires both knowledge and caution. The first step is to learn to recognize genuine silver-clad issues versus the copper-nickel versions, as the silver strikes naturally carry a higher premium. Proof coins should be examined carefully for cameo contrast and surface preservation, with professional certification by PCGS or NGC highly recommended. Collectors are also advised to store coins in climate-controlled holders to prevent tarnishing, as even proof surfaces can lose luster over time. Reputable dealers, estate sales, and numismatic auctions remain the best sources for finding quality specimens, as these coins seldom turn up in everyday circulation. The Eisenhower dollar from 1972 is more than just a collector's curiosity. It is a bridge between America's historic silver coinage traditions and the modern era of clad coinage. It also represents the mint's recognition of the collector market as an important part of U.S. coin distribution, since many of these coins were sold directly to hobbyists rather than banks. Its role in commemorating both a revered president and humanity's leap into space adds layers of symbolism that resonate strongly with collectors, making it an enduringly popular piece in American numismatics. Ultimately, the 1972 S Eisenhower dollar stands as a coin of historical resonance and tangible value. Even when discovered in very dirty condition, its size and design are unmistakable, and its potential worth can surprise those who underestimate its significance. For serious collectors, a high-grade proof or silver-clad version represents not only an aesthetically striking addition, but also a sound investment, with prices realistically falling in the $900 to $4,500 range, depending on rarity and condition. Its continued demand ensures that this issue will remain a centerpiece for both new and advanced collections for years to come. Next up, the 1974 no-mint Mark Eisenhower dollar. Now, I know what you're thinking. An Ike dollar from the 70s, and a dirty one at that, how could it possibly be valuable? But stick with me, because this isn't just any Eisenhower dollar. This is a ghost of the mint, a coin that slipped through the cracks under the most unusual circumstances, and its story is one of the most compelling in all of modern numismatics. First, let's talk about why this specific coin is so collectible. The Eisenhower dollar series itself was a brief, celebratory issue honoring both a beloved president and the monumental Apollo 11 moon landing. But the 1974 no-mint mark variety holds a unique and paradoxical position. While millions of these coins were struck for circulation, the vast majority from 1974 came from the San Francisco Mint, bearing its mint mark, primarily for collectors in copper-nickel clad proof and uncirculated versions. The Philadelphia Mint, however, was also tasked with producing a small number of business strike-clad coins for circulation, and it's from this tiny batch that our star emerges. The absence of a mint mark on a Philadelphia coin is standard, but the extreme scarcity of the 1974 P business strike in any condition, let alone one that shows real-world wear and grime, is what transforms this common-looking coin into a numismatic unicorn. To understand the history and context, we have to go back to 1974. The country was in a transitional period, and the mint was preparing for a major change: the upcoming bicentennial coinage in 1975-76. Demand for the large, cumbersome Eisenhower dollar in everyday commerce was virtually non-existent. They were mostly used in casinos and for special purposes. Because of this, the mint saw little need for a massive production run of circulation-quality coins from Philadelphia. They focused their efforts on the special San Francisco issues for collectors. This means the 1974 P dollar was produced in minuscule numbers compared to its counterparts, and even fewer were actually released into the wild, where they could accumulate the character. And yes, the dirt that makes this particular coin so intriguing. It's a relic from the calm before the bicentennial storm, a true survivor from a limited issue. Now let's get up close and personal with the design. The obverse, designed by Frank Gasparro, features a bold, left-facing portrait of President Dwight D. Eisenhower, based on his official presidential photograph. The inscriptions include "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the year 1974. The reverse is where the magic truly lies, depicting an American eagle in flight, clutching an olive branch, descending onto the surface of the moon. This powerful image, also by Gasparro, was meant to symbolize the Apollo 11 mission and is based on the mission insignia. The Earth is visible in the distant sky above the lunar surface. The inscriptions are United States of America, EPLURIBUS UNUM, and $1. On a very worn and dirty example like the one we're discussing, these features will be heavily muted, but the core elements of the design should still be fully identifiable, with the eagle's outline and the moon's surface clearly discernible beneath the layers of accumulated history. This brings us to the heart of the matter: its staggering rarity and survival rate. While mintage figures for the 1974 P business strike are not precisely known, numismatic experts estimate that perhaps only 20,000 to 40,000 were ever struck for circulation. Of that already tiny number, the vast majority were likely hoarded by collectors almost immediately, preserved in mint state grades. This means that a coin like the one we're focusing on, a coin that actually saw some handling, that ended up in someone's pocket or cash register, and that has the dirt and minor marks to prove it, is exponentially rarer. Finding a genuine 1974 P Eisenhower dollar in very dirty, but otherwise problem-free condition, with no serious gouges or damage, is like finding a needle in a haystack. Its survival in this state is a minor miracle, a tangible piece of a very small and elusive population. In terms of collector demand, this coin stands out in the Eisenhower dollar series like a giant among men. For a series collector aiming for a complete set, the 1974 P in any grade is the undisputed key date, the ultimate prize. Its demand is not just high, it's ferocious. When one of these surfaces in a public auction, especially in a grade that is accessible to more collectors than a pristine mint state example, it creates a frenzy. It's the cornerstone of the series. Its appeal isn't just in its metallic composition or its design, but in its story of scarcity and neglect. A dirty, circulated example has a narrative that a perfect, shiny coin simply cannot match. It's a working-class hero of a coin that turned out to be royalty. So what is this numismatic legend worth in today's market? For a 1974 no-mint mark Eisenhower dollar in a clearly circulated, very dirty condition, you must temper your expectations compared to a gem uncirculated piece, but the value is still astonishing. A coin in, say, good to very good condition with heavy dirt and honest wear, but no major damage, can easily command a price between $800 and $1,500 in today's market. If the details are sharper, perhaps in the fine to very fine range despite the heavy surface grime, the value could push into the $1,800 to $3,000 range or even higher, depending on the specific eye appeal and the level of buyer competition. Remember, these are not face value coins. They are significant numismatic assets, and their value is a direct reflection of their profound rarity in any condition. For those of you inspired to hunt for this coin, my collecting tips are specific. First, condition is everything but with a twist. For this issue, simply finding *1 is 90% of the battle. Look closely at any and all Eisenhower dollars from 1974. The absence of a mint mark is your first and most important clue. Examine the coin under good light. The surfaces will be heavily toned or downright dirty, but you need to look past that. Check for the strength of the design elements. Can you clearly see the eagle's feathers and the lines on the moon's surface? Avoid coins with deep scratches, gouges, or signs of cleaning, as these problems can drastically reduce the value. Your best bet is to search through old collections, attend coin shows, and monitor major online auction houses. Do not expect to find this in a bankroll. Its days in general circulation are long over. In conclusion, the 1974 no mint mark Eisenhower dollar in very dirty condition is far more than just a worn-out dollar coin. It is a monument to a specific and fleeting moment in U.S. minting history, a coin whose rarity was born from simple lack of demand, creating a collectible that is now in ferocious demand. Its appeal crosses the spectrum, from the Eisenhower series specialist who needs it to complete their set, to the type coin collector who wants the ultimate challenge, to the new collector captivated by the romance of finding a treasure in plain sight. It proves that value isn't always about a perfect, mirror-like shine. Sometimes, it's about the dirt, the history, and the sheer improbability of a coin's survival. And speaking of improbable survivals and hidden treasures, just wait until you see what we're covering next time. We're going to shift gears entirely and travel back to the 19th century to examine a legendary silver coin that was struck for less than 1 year, a coin so rare and desired that even a low-grade, damaged example can be worth a small fortune. You're not going to want to miss it. Until then, happy hunting. Next up, the 1977 Eisenhower dollar struck at the Denver Mint, bearing the iconic D mint mark. Even when found in very dirty or heavily worn condition, this coin has captured the attention of collectors for decades, and by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why. The Eisenhower dollar series holds an important place in U.S. coinage, bridging the gap between America's classic silver dollars and the modern era of clad coinage. By 1977, the coin had already been in circulation for 6 years, and the Denver Mint produced millions of examples. However, not all 1977 D Eisenhower dollars are equal in terms of collectability or value. While many entered daily circulation and endured the wear and tear of pocket change, certain rare varieties and well-preserved examples have become prized treasures. To collectors, the Denver issue represents both a practical coin of its time and a key part of the Eisenhower dollar story, connecting back to the larger narrative of post-war America and the changing face of U.S. currency. The design of the coin is another aspect that continues to draw interest. On the obverse, you'll find Frank Gasparo's bold portrait of Dwight D. Eisenhower, the general-turned-president whose leadership during World War II and subsequent presidency left an indelible mark on American history. His strong profile is complemented by inscriptions including Liberty, In God We Trust, and the year of issue. Turning to the reverse, the coin showcases the powerful Apollo 11 insignia, with an eagle descending onto the lunar surface clutching an olive branch, an image representing both America's technological triumph and its hope for peace. At 38.1 millimeters in diameter and weighing over 22 grams, the Eisenhower dollar is one of the largest coins of the modern era, giving it a presence and heft that collectors find especially appealing. What makes the 1977 D Eisenhower dollar particularly interesting is its rarity when condition and specific varieties are considered. While millions were struck, most were used heavily in commerce, meaning coins in high uncirculated grades are far less common today. Additionally, certain error varieties, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or planchet flaws, have become extremely desirable as they represent mistakes that slip through the mint's strict quality controls. A dirty or circulated example may appear ordinary, but under the right circumstances, a sharp-eyed collector can identify traits that transform an otherwise overlooked coin into a piece worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Demand for the Eisenhower dollar remains steady, largely because of its historical symbolism and its place within a relatively short coin series. Unlike other U.S. dollar coins that span decades, the Eisenhower dollar was minted for only a short period between 1971 and 1978, making the set highly approachable for collectors. Within that set, the Denver-minted 1977 issue is an essential piece, and its scarcity and pristine grades only increases its desirability. Collectors often note that this coin stands out in the Eisenhower series not only for its mintage, but also for its role as one of the last issues before the series was discontinued and replaced by the smaller Susan B. Anthony dollar. That transitional status adds to its historic importance and overall charm. In terms of market value, the 1977 D Eisenhower dollar demonstrates a wide range depending on condition and variety. Common circulated examples, even when dirty, may bring modest returns, but high-grade uncirculated coins certified by top grading services can sell anywhere from $850 to $2,300. Exceptional specimens with rare errors or outstanding luster have reached prices closer to $3,900 at auction. The steady growth of the Eisenhower dollar's collector base has helped maintain strong demand, and over time, prices for high-grade Denver issues have shown notable appreciation. This makes the coin not only historically important, but also a potential long-term investment for those who collect strategically. For those who want to add this coin to their collection, condition is the single most important factor. Look for coins with sharp details on Eisenhower's hair and the eagle's feathers, as these areas wear down first in circulation. Brilliant luster and minimal contact marks significantly boost value, and certification by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC is strongly recommended for high-dollar purchases. Storage is equally critical. Keep coins in protective holders away from moisture and handling to preserve their surfaces. Collectors can search for the 1977 D Eisenhower dollar at coin shows, online auctions, or through reputable dealers who specialize in modern U.S. coinage. With patience and knowledge, even a coin discovered in dirty or worn condition can prove to be an exciting and valuable find. In conclusion, the 1977 D Eisenhower dollar is much more than just a large coin from the late 1970s. It represents a fascinating chapter in American history, combining the legacy of Dwight Eisenhower with the achievements of the Apollo space program. Its rarity in high grades, its collectible varieties, and its consistent market demand have ensured its place as a standout piece in the Eisenhower dollar series. Whether you're a beginner looking to learn or an advanced collector seeking that perfect specimen, this coin offers something for everyone. And if you think this coin is remarkable, make sure you stay tuned, because in our next video, we'll uncover another ultra-rare U.S. coin that might just surprise you with its hidden value.